Hello, my name is Melissa Pangelinan from Auburn University, and today I'm presenting pilot data from a study entitled Cortical and Muscle Activation During Isometric Knee Extensions Following a Bicycle Training Intervention in Children and Adolescents with Autism. Previous studies have reported improvements in leg strength in children and adolescents with Down syndrome and autism spectrum disorder following a 5-day adapted bicycle training program through the Ike and Shine. However, the mechanisms underlying the improvements in leg strength have not been examined. Specifically, do the changes in strength result from differential activation at the cortical, muscular, or both levels? To address this knowledge gap, this study aimed to quantify changes in cortical and muscle activation following adapted bicycle training with the Ike and Shine program. To this end, a total of 6 children and adolescents with autism spectrum disorder participated in this study. Table here shows the age, sex, and level of ASD of our participants. 2 of the participants were classified as level 2, requiring substantial support due to a lack of both verbal and nonverbal communication. With that said, all participants had to have some level of receptive communication in order to complete the experimental tasks and bicycle training. All the participants were right-handed, which is an important consideration when recording EEG or FNIRS. Below the table is a picture of 2 of our participants on the first day of the bicycle training program. By day 5, all of the participants could ride a 2-wheel bicycle independently around a quarter-mile track. Here I'm showing the experimental setup. EEG, EMG, and functional near-infrared spectroscopy was recorded simultaneously during the performance of an isometric knee extension using the Biodex System 4. Although full head EEG was recorded, an 8-light source by 8 detector FNIRS montage overlaying the left motor cortex and right quadriceps were recorded. Here I'm depicting the average maximum torque in foot-pounds for the knee extensions for each participant before and after the bicycle training program. 4 participants showed increases in knee extension strength. FNIRS data were analyzed using the NIRS toolbox for MATLAB developed by Ted Hubbard. Here I'm depicting the difference in concentration in oxygenated hemoglobin in millimolar centimeter for each subject. The circles represent the change in cortical activation, while the X's depict the changes in quadriceps activation before and after the camp. 2 of the subjects that did not show a change in knee extension strength showed a decreased cortical and quadriceps activation. For the 4 subjects that showed increases in knee extension strength, 3 different patterns of cortical and muscular activation were observed. The first subject, here, showed a change in cortical activation, but no change in quadriceps activation. This next subject showed no change in cortical activation, but a pretty substantial change in quadriceps activation. These last 2 participants showed both changes in cortical and muscular activation. However, it's important to note that these changes in cortical and muscular activation were not tightly linked to the degree of changes in knee extension strength. For example, this subject showed nearly a 20 foot-pound change in torque, but showed relatively small increases in oxygenated hemoglobin for the quadriceps and for the cortex. Overall, the protocol was well tolerated by children and adolescents with ASD, even those with tactile sensitivity. However, we did take additional steps to reduce anxiety and discomfort for this protocol. For example, we showed the participants the setup and what the electrodes and optodes would feel like on the scalp and the skin. We also applied a lidocaine pain relief spray after removing the electrodes, particularly for the EMG. The participants were less comfortable with the EMG and EEG electrode application and removal than they were the FNIRS application and removal. With respect to our findings, different patterns emerged between the cortical and muscular activations, suggesting the need to record both to determine neuromuscular strategies that may underlie changes in muscle strength. These idiosyncratic FNIRS results provide further evidence of the neurodiversity exhibited by this population. Although we were disappointed that we were unable to observe consistent group-level changes, these results suggest that a much larger sample would be necessary to run group-level analyses with sufficient power. I would like to thank you for your attention. Please feel free to leave any comments or questions in the comments section below. Or you can also email me or send me a message via Twitter or Facebook.